What is going on, guys? It's the Mad Dragon. It's a Monday, and not just a Monday, the final Monday after the Rugby Championship has now concluded, which means we're going to take a look at the world rankings to see what has shifted up due to those games on the weekend. Who is going to end up in that #1 spot between Ireland and South Africa? It's getting awfully tight at the top. Then we're going to take a look at your guys' predictions along with my own, which we'll get into in a bit. Talk about why I went for the picks that I did. See who got closest to the actual outcomes. And then finally moving on to that all-important team of the week. Who was the best team you guys could have built in the old fantasy, and naming our winners for the round. But more importantly, the champions for the Rugby Championship 2024. Right, so jumping into the world rankings to get us kicked off. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't able to do preview videos this week. Stuff going on in actual work outside of YouTube. My 9 to 5 was just chaotic this week, so I didn't have time to actually sit down and do my my preview videos, which was a shame. But taking a look at the world rankings, very weirdly, not a lot to talk about in terms of points. Because the two favourites, South Africa and New Zealand, both playing at home, both beat teams lower down on the board, and actually didn't take anything away from those wins. So South Africa seal out second place on 91.77. What's that? About half a point. It's kind of, quick maths down on Ireland, who will still stay in that #1 spot until we get round to those autumn internationals and see what shakes up then. New Zealand finishing in third on 88.7 after their win over Australia. Argentina stick out in 6th, just ahead of Scotland on that 84.3. In fact, actually, there's a good distance. There's about 1.5 point difference there between them and Scotland. And then Australia down here in 79.32, down in 10th place. Still ahead of Wales. Still, we can't get in. Even when Australia have lost a lot of games, Wales still can't move up. So there we go. Take a look elsewhere in the world. No one else shifting points either, by the look of it. Kind of wild, right? Considering, big wins on the weekend and stuff, but all those home advantages and where you are positioned. Oh, we have some changes further down. Venezuela go up 0.91. Peru have gone up by 0.1. I don't know who they beat. I actually have no idea what these games were. A lot of people moving up there, but because Costa Rica has gone down 1.01, that doesn't add up, maths. And then no one else lost. Hang on, what happened here? We're learning something new about rugby. Venezuela and Peru got points from a win. Don't know what's going on there. That's outside of my level of rugby knowledge. Apparently Costa Rica lost and 2 people did well. I don't know. Don't know what's going on there. Let me know in the comment section what that is. That is outside my my rugby knowledge. But take a look at the world rankings. Not a lot to talk about. We stay where we were last weekend. I've seen a lot of the online banter going on between the Ireland and the Springboks supporters, which is always fun to take a look at. But we're only a couple of months away from those autumn internationals now, where of course more things can shake up. The one thing about rugby, right? It just never ends. It just keeps on going. Moving on to the Predictor series then. Now, I took a slightly different angle this week. I honestly thought, I know I didn't get to do the preview videos, but I thought South Africa and New Zealand wins all day long. I thought it's just going to come down to whoever gets the most points. I had a look at the leaderboard, and I was just nowhere near. I was a point and a half down, but I imagined almost everyone was going to go for South Africa and New Zealand. So I was like, you know what? I'll play the 1 in 1,000 shot that might do a bit of a Hail Mary. So I went for Australia and Argentina to win. Only in the Predictor series, because I was like, I've got nothing to lose. I might as well do the Hail Mary. Never going to pay off. And didn't. So I'm about to shift a lot more down the old board. If you're wondering what's going on below my face as well, that's probably because I will have done this just to have covered up the actual leaderboards, that you guys don't get ruined scores and what have you when we get round to the end. So where did we want to be? Sorry. So New Zealand won this one by 20. A good score. I think I was going to put about New Zealand by 15, but then I went for Australia just to try and sneak points if I could have done. So where did we want to be? Highland Cow and your fave prop both went for 21. Nobody got it bang on 20, but you guys splitting that half bonus point there. A lot of people getting the half bonus point for just getting within the 5 as well. Did anyone join me in Australia and just going for the outrageous one? David and Octomicrobe, we all thought, hey, why not cast a shot downstream and see what happens. Finn the Russell Husser went for a draw. That would have been a hell of an outcome if that had paid off for you. Take a look then at game 2. South Africa going up against Argentina. Took this one by 41. I wasn't going to go that high out. I thought with a better South African team, I expect them to do I was going to say about 20 for South Africa for this one, so I still wouldn't have got anywhere near on this one. Where did we want to be then? Right at the top. Milan coming in there with South Africa by 33. The only one in daylight. not within 5, so you don't get your half bonus point, but you were within the close enough score, so you still get the full bonus point to yourself for that one. I imagine most people will have gone for South Africa for that one. Anyone go for Argentina with me? It's the same. It's the same. Finn the Russell also going for the draw in the last one. Argentina in this one. Octal Micro. And Colin Does Rugby joined us for this one in Argentina. Maybe thought an outrageous call. I was just going to go for the outrageous calls and hope that something ended up working for me, but not to be. In the terms of the rounds, then Milan taking that top spot by taking that full bonus points from the South Africa one. 2 from 2 from you, finishing on 3.5. Highland Cow and your fave prop. Both of you guys getting the 3 points on the 2 from 2. I expected most people to get 2 from 2 this week, to be fair. Forrest and David, a lot of people have got 2.5 actually. Let me scroll on through to get down to the 2.5, finishing off on Villa Farrell. Foot Easy starts us off on the 2 pointers. And then I imagine there'll be 1 or 2 people. Oh, Pedri actually got 1 from 1. Didn't take part in the second game. Pedri was comfortable with just that 1 pick. That's a good choice by you. Connor Does Rugby and David both getting the 1 from 2 for going for that Argentina pick. And then you can see me down the bottom here. Me and Octal Microbe and Finn the Russell Hustle. We're down the bottom. We went for the big calls, lads. It didn't work for us. Never going to happen, really. I really had no faith in that happening. But, 1 in 1,000. It'll pay off eventually doing those outrageous calls. So, on to the leaderboard. Who takes that #1 spot? David Wakefield, who has been all over the place in this tournament. He has kept being on the Patreon. He's been disagreeing with me, picking different picks, and I've been going, man, David is calling these ones all the way through. Some great picks by him. Jumps up 2 places. He was aiming for a top 3. That's what he said on the Patreon. Comes #1 in that #1 spot, finishing on 12 points, separated by Milan with coming out of the woodwork, up 13 places into second, winning this round, also on 12. The only thing separating you guys is the TDM. So over the course of all 6 rounds, you guys just on predictions were 6 points different across the whole thing. That is what separated out. So I'll let you guys get in the comment section. You can take that as a joint win because you both finished on 12, or David can take full glory for that one and say came first because of that TDM. We'll say I'll go, but what a big jump by Milan to get right back in there as well. And then finishing out our top 3, Big Brain dropping down 2. Oh man, another great tournament for Big Brain this one, but drops down 2, finishing on 11.75. So close. Joint with Highland Cow and Eggs Aquarius. 0.25 down. Outrageously close. Gazluminati down 4 on 11.5. Etai down 1 on 11.25. That 11 and Bowie climb up some places to get into the top 10, finishing on 11 each. And then sealing out our top 10 is Dave61 and a bit of an honourable mention there to Elward, finishing on 10.75 as well. Man, close. I mean, real close between all these, all the top guys. We never normally have tournaments that are this close, really. Let me scroll down so everyone can see their name. Any huge jumpers? Pedri going in there with the big calls this week. Only went for the 1 from 2. Drops down 13 places to finish on 10. A few people climbing up 6 places. A couple of big climbers there. David down 6. Foster King up 5. Villa Farrell up 7. Connor Does Rugby down 4. There's me down another 14. I was like, you know what? It doesn't matter. Let's go for the big picks and see what if we can get right. Not a great predictor series. Considering actually that at points I was in the lead in between games in round sort of 3 and 4. I've really thrown this one away. And then shifting down the bottom, Finn the Russell Hustle down 13 with me. Geomore 11 down 8. Octal Microbe down 8 as well. Scrolling all the way down, down to Mary Poppins, who was unfortunately been down at the bottom of the leaderboard all the way. But thank you to everyone who else joining with the Predictor series. Lots of people involved, which is a lot of fun. Congratulations to Milan on taking the round, and congratulations to David on being able to say he's at that #1 spot. Like I said, I'll let you guys decide if you want to have the joint win, but congratulations to you guys at that top spot. On to the fantasy then. Again, I'm going to get rid of the names on the side so you guys cannot see the actual results and what have you for now. I had a good week. They said it couldn't be done. But finally, I had a good week in the Rugby Championship. Kind of wild, I know. No one's expecting it anymore, but I actually managed to finally have a week where things went my way. So we'll take a look at the team of the week. Who is the best one? Very interesting. A couple of benched players were the best way to go with this one. So starting out with the prop department. Oxen Shea from South Africa would have got you 8.5, and Tamaiti Williams coming on from the bench would have got you 8.5 as well. I mean, you've got to have a big call to go for the bench players, but would have paid off for you in the prop department. Likewise, in the hooker department, Malcolm Marks was your best hooker coming on from the bench as well. I did see that Big Brain actually went for Marks. Great call to be able to come on there and get a try later on in that game. Best hooker was Marks. In your lock department, Nick Frost got 10, was on my bench, didn't go for him. And then Scott Barrett would have scored you 9.5. I also don't know, I'll give a sort of an honourable mention here. Elrich Lowe from South Africa got 12.5, but I have no idea what Super Brew classes him as, because sometimes they put the forwards in the different positions and you can't just put them where they're actually playing. Would have come on for the bench and scored 12.5. I don't know if he was a second rower or a back rower. I don't know what Super Brew class it has, but I'll throw him in there for argument's sake. In your back rows, man, big scores this week. Ardi Sarvea would have got you 14. He's had a good tournament. Jasper Visa with another big game on 17. And who else is it going to be, right? Peter Steph du Toit on 21, getting 2 tries. That boy is unstoppable. I think he's had a superb tournament, so finishing out on a really strong final game for him. Got man of the match as well. Your best scrum half of the round. 2 ways to look at this. TJ Perenara was your best outright scrum half on 8. But if you were wild, you could have picked Hendrickse and made him your kicker. In which case he would have scored 11.5. I don't think anyone went for that. Looking at the orange bar here, I don't think anyone actually ended up going for that. But you know, if you went for that, great, interesting call. But I probably would have stuck with the fly half. Best fly half you can see in the purple bar here was Bowden Barrett on 13.5, low for the fly halves. And then I think Al Bornos was the next closest on 13. Your centre partnership, Damien Dialende would have scored you 12, as did Anton Linnett-Brown. They also both got 12, so either or. But your best centre of the round was Jesse Creel on 19 points. So getting those big scores. I got 31. A few other people got 31 with me, most likely going for the double South African centre partnership. Oh, and then your back three. Look at the grey bars. Look at the grey bars. Huge scores if you got the right people. Awful scores if you got the wrong people. It went from minus like 5 all the way up to big scores. So in lowest to highest in terms of your best three, Caleb Clark on 21.5, who was my captain, got another yellow card, didn't he? Why would you even interact with the ball? You're so clearly offside. That cost me 8 points because of that yellow card. That was a shame. Will Jordan coming in second place on 24.5, who I saw a lot of people have as captain. And then finally, Afaleli Fassi coming in as the best back three of the round on 28.5, which is a lot. That is a big score. I think Dave61 might have made him captain as well. He's the only person to crack the 100-point marker just on those back three as well. So some good picks there along the way. So in terms of your results, who came top of the round? It's me! I finally did something. A bit late, but finally I got to the top with my team. My green skunks got me there. Yeah, I had my full back three was about as good as it could have been. Caleb Clark as my captain, my double South Africa partnership. Some pretty good South African forwards, you know, right up there for scores. The people that let me down, Gordon, but you know, there wasn't a lot I could do with my scrum half picks. And Angus Bell, there was probably a better pick to have gone for slightly there. I went for Fraser McWright because I didn't have any of my South African positions left. I would have liked to have gone for Peter Steph du Toit, but at least Fraser McWright got a 12.5 for me. No, not too bad. The best possible score, I saw Super Brew put this out. The best possible score was 240. I got 222.5, closely followed by a tie on 220.5. So right up there, actually. I'm quite happy with this round. Dave61 comes in third on 216.5. Avalon 87 on 216. Exaquias on 212.5. Finn Russell in 6th place on 210. Big Brain coming in on 204. Alex on 203.5. Sean in 9th place on 202. And Wombat just missing out on cracking that 200 marker on 199.5. And normally I class 200 points as a good score. You know, that is probably, what are you averaging there? Like 15 points per player. It's pretty good to get to the 200. And a lot of people got 200 this round. Getting those captain picks was absolutely the way to go all the way down here. Unfortunately, Jay Jan was down here on 124. I did see some people did the full team replacements. They replaced everyone. So they started the round on like minus 100 points. I've never seen that happen before. But, you know, hey, if that's your methodology, I'm not sure how it paid out for you guys, because I don't remember who it actually was that did that. But hopefully that worked out a little bit for you. Take a look at the leaderboard then. Who is our champion this year? It is Avalon87, who we did say last week had a great lead going into this week and had another good score in this one. Takes that #1 spot on 1051.5. Cracking the 1,000 mark is a great position to be in. Joint there with the 1,000 marker breaking. Wombat999 coming in on 1,010 points. A tie climbs 2 places to get into the top 3 in this final round on 996. Big Brain finishing in 4th place on 992. That is still close between you guys for that top 3 spot. Finn the Russell Hustle climbs up 6 places on 971.5. Foot Easy, our champion from last year, finishes in a very respectable 6th place on 964. Exaquias comes in, jumping 12 places to take 7th place on 953. Villa Farrell down 2, but still staying in the top 10 on 951. PR Azevedo climbs 3 up to 945. Elward climbs 7 on 942.5 to get into the top 10, just pipping me. I was so close to getting into the top 10, not to be, but I still climbed 12. Pretty happy with that. 940.5, a late dash to the finish line, doing okay for me. Sean climbing 8 on 940. David Wakefield, what a predictor series he's had. He's had a great fantasy. Unfortunately, this final round for David, down 10 places, puts him outside the top 10 on 937. Any other big jumpers around? Because a lot of people, I think, were moving. Foster King down 8. Brumbies all the way down 10. David down 13 places. Clansman, Alex and Dave, 61, all climbing. Peter Paul down 11 places as well. Like I said, a lot of people went for some big calls. Bowie down 2. Harry CR down 9. Octo Micro down 3. And then a few people down here who are also down 2 but have 0 points. Don't know how that works. I think we had people join in the very final round, which great. I'm glad people are joining in. It's going to be hard to make a comeback in the final round though. So congratulations to me. That sounds arrogant as hell. On winning the final round. I've got used to just saying it in a certain order. But congratulations to Avalon87 for taking that #1 spot and being crowned champion of the fantasy for the Rugby Championship 2024. Thank you to everyone who has joined in on either the predictor or the fantasy, or if you've done both. It's so much fun being able to do this, and it really feels like I get to involve with you guys a bit more. Doesn't matter if you're great at it, if you absolutely suck at it like me and just can't seem to predict any team to win correctly. But you know, sometimes you get those fantasy team picks correct, and it all makes it a lot of fun. But obviously, it's not as much fun if we don't have as many people playing in. So we got 39 players in the fantasy, 51 in the predictor series. It's so much fun, and congratulations to our champions for this year, guys. No more rugby now till we get around to the Autumn Nations, right? I'll try and think of some fun various content to come up with. I'm not sure if they'll do a fantasy for the Autumn Internationals. They might have a predictor series. We'll definitely set a predictor series up. If there is some other third party that ends up doing a fantasy or something, we might have a look into that one as well. But I hope you've all enjoyed this one today, guys. I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.